Yo, the waiting is over. Yeah. Look, they say boxing is a death sport. Ashes to ashes, like trash in the alley. Cashes is cashes, which means we could compete. As long as I got breath in my lungs and my 2 feet and a strong heartbeat, we could rumble, young man. Put the gloves in your hands. The talking is over. All that we were arguing over is over. We could sit in silence before the noise and the roars and arena doors open. Before we throw hands, we satisfy the demands. This is for the fans, my legacy, my little mans who looked up at me like, Dad, you're about to hurt them bad. Yo, this shit is serious. The big fish and the fisherman, the old man in the sea. But before you all see the violence and the bloodshed, we consider silence. But before you all see the violence and the bloodshed, we consider silence.
Up off that? Yeah. Yes. Up off. Hey, y'all know what that is. Y'all know what day it is, huh? Yeah. Yeah. It's Taco Tuesday. Hey, baby. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz. Don't. All right, man. Look at who we have here. Let me see. Chip Skylark. Oh, man. OP Smoker 98. What's going on with you? Whoops. All right, man. Look, first I want to say this. Everybody, I'm going to have to run through this damn show. But I wanted to give you the guys a show because I have a little bit of spare time. I'm not sure we're going to go the entire hour, but we got to talk about this. But before we do that, I need for you guys, if you haven't done it, please close out the chat, hit the like, and give it up for the Varnell Hill.
Under the cabbage patch, kiss a pretty lady, and then sign some autographs. The Varnell man can boing boing.
Hit the Tyson bell. And listen, it's diabolical. If I don't give it up to the lady.
Acting like I didn't see you laughing at the bar. Acting like a nigga wasn't checking from afar. Acting like you didn't know this Busy was a star. Denzel and acting like you ain't appealing when you are, but
hit the Tyson bell. And I don't give a damn if it's not even quite the middle of the damn week. We about to find.
There's so much I wanna know about you, but I don't really wanna know. That's what they say. You make it too hard for a nigga. I got you, but I got the time. Let's make it work. Your white chocolate mocha. That's why these coffee niggas wanna fold you. VIP on a sofa. We taking our time. Let's make it work. Excuse me, miss.
Baby, do your thing. Yeah. Hold on, let me see. My man said, super sticker. Thank you so much. Hit the Tyson bell. And I'm going to ask you guys, are we in the building? Are we in the building? That's my first question. Are we in the building? No. Hell no. We're not in the building. We out.
Anything can happen when you're outside. You can lose a fight, see a chick, have a con with that vibe. You can ride a bike, see a nigga, and ask him if he's alright.
Hit the Tyson bell. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk on this Taco Damn Tuesday. Let's talk. I'm gonna have to run in a minute to get everything prepared. My son going away to college. Raise that boy from from the ball sack. But I remember. It starts with us, fellas. It starts with us. Hold on, let me see. Pause, Biz, but I looked at you. Now I want a taco. Now you want some tacos. Okay, listen. What time? Listen to me. No disrespect to the ladies. It starts with us. Daddy. It starts. Okay. Listen. Let's talk. We gotta get to it. Terence Bud Crawford. The question is, and I was thinking about this yesterday, is his only choice left for a big fight, a swan song? His big fight, swan song. Is his only option the rematch versus Errol the True Spence at 154? Is Crawford Spence 2 his swan song? It seems to be where it all began, where this whole Crawford superstardom began, and that's on the fault of the fans, because Terence Bud Crawford has always been the damn man. That guy was pound for pound. You know how Bam Rodriguez is like pound for pound, one of the top guys around? Terence Bud Crawford been that for years. So I'm just asking, Charlo might be a good one. I didn't say what might be a good one. I need for you guys to listen. All right, because if you guys listen, this is why my son's going to college. All right, you got to know the question first before you can answer it. Understand the question. See, that would have been an F grade. See, I got to talk to him. It's going to be a long drive. I got to talk to my son about the shit. Understand the question. I didn't say what might be a good one or name a bunch of fights that might be decent. I said, is Errol Spence versus Crawford 2 the big one? Run it back, gang. Run it. Yes, Spence is the biggest. Bro, it has been his biggest fight. It has been his biggest fight. Number two, Canelo Alvarez and Crawford isn't happening. A lot of you Bud Crawford fans says Boots. Who has Boots fought? That ain't no money, so it can't be Boots. He's going to fight Virgil Ortiz next. We're going to get into the receipts. Would it be Fundora? Listen. Oh, we're going to talk, War Room. We only got a little time, but we're going to talk. Terence Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence at welterweight was for undisputed. You think they could do it again at 154 for undisputed? Oh, listen up. The only outlier title right now is the IBF. Terence Bud Crawford is WBA regular champion. He is also the WBO interim champion. Oh, yeah, I confirmed that. Terence Bud Crawford versus Virgil Ortiz. I'm not versus after he fought Madrimov, he was the WBO interim champion. Fundora is the WBO champion and the WBC champion. Hold on one second. And Virgil Ortiz Jr. is the WBC interim champion, and that's who Crawford's going to fight next. So I'm asking you guys, monetarily, would the best bet for Crawford, would that be for Errol Spence to defeat Fundora, and we get a unified at 154 Crawford versus Errol Spence fight for the rematch? Let me see what y'all have to say. Hold on one second. Sorry to change the talk. It won't change. God bless, brother. Love you, boy. I have my first baby due next month. Love you, boy. I'm telling you, it starts with us. Hey, boy, super excited to be a dad. Another gladiator shaping the future. Hit the Tyson bell. Giving you your love. Congratulations, my brother. It starts with us. Tell you, look at your woman right now. Look at her right now. She's pregnant. She's fighting like hell. And you stand there like a man. If she jaw your ass, just, hey, it is what it is. Just get jawed. But you look at that woman and say, it starts with us. Hit the Tyson bell. Hold on, let me see what you have to say. ShowBizz, a boxing revolution. I'm asking. I agree. Yes, a lot of people are saying yes. Hold on. Spence is the biggest and more likely fight for Bud. Fundora beats Spence. Okay, that's a different conversation. That's a prediction. But what I'm saying is, would it be best? How about this? You see how people giving predictions? They still not. We're not on predictions right now. All right, so listen up. Listen up. We have no time to waste. Everything, this show can't have any fat on it. But did y'all know Grandmaster Flash was 5'3"? That's diabolical. I thought he was at least JJ from Good Times height, and that's diabolical because he looks like JJ don't mean they the same damn height. I just knew Grandmaster Flash was taller than that, bruh. Grandmaster Flash is 5'3". He's shorter than Prince, ain't he? Let me see. Then Spence will lose again, and I'll be heartbroken all over again. But we're not talking about that. We're not there yet. Okay, listen. I want to make this absolutely clear. Why would Terence Crawford fight Virgil Ortiz Jr.? Okay, because we did a poll, and we asked on Twitter, who's the bigger threat for Terence Bud Crawford? And out of 1,368 damn people, 80% of you said Boots over Virgil Ortiz Jr. 80%, a whopping 80% out of 1,300 people. Let's go a little bit further. How about YouTube? When I asked on YouTube, out of 10,000 people, 85% said Boots Ennis is a bigger threat for Terence Bud Crawford than Virgil Ortiz Jr. So why? Oh, why fight Virgil Ortiz? Now listen, ShowBizz, a big boxing noise. Thank you so much. High low. Who picked Virgil? Not sure. But this is the point, and that's besides the point. Hit the Tyson bait. So why fight Virgil Ortiz Jr.? Let me give you guys the receipts. Hold on. Everybody, here's the receipt. Receipts, motherfucker! That right there is diabolical. Okay, so listen. Let me give you guys the receipts. First, let's prove that the plan is for Crawford to fight Ortiz Jr. now.
We want to make the big fights. Crawford, if Virgil wins, we make Crawford next.
Yes, I will give Crawford big offer to do this. And let's see. And not this only. We want to see Shakur and Zabida.
Yes. William Cepeda versus Shakur Stevenson on the same card. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Excellent.
That's what's going to happen. But let me ask you guys this. Do you see a theme? Terence Crawford versus Virgil Ortiz. That's not it. On the same card, Shakur Stevenson versus Cepeda. Do you guys see a theme? Yep. Uh-oh. What's the theme? What's the thing? Turki Al Sheikh is Al Heyman. Hey, Turk, he's Al Heyman. I was wondering what Al Heyman looked like. Turki Al Sheikh is Al Heyman. Hold on. ShowBizz, a better way to box and television. 100%. Turki Al Sheikh is trying to break up a happy home. Me and Men's Biz, he's trying to break up a happy home. Turki Al Sheikh is a black supremacist. Okay, hold on. Hey, Turkey, that was too Turkey. Hey, Turkey, that was too far. If you're watching the show, hold on, Turkey.
I'm moist. I'm moist. Call and response, I said I'm moist. I'm moist. Good God, I'm moist. I'm moist.
Flex on him. I want Ennis versus Crawford like I want Ennis in the Undisputed Boxing game. I know. Yeah, chill. All right. Chill. Let's take that back. Take it back. Do. Take it back. Take it back. Do. Take it back. Now I've been told by. So you say. All right. So listen. First thing I see. Listen. Not just that. All right. That's just face value. No pun. Does Boots want it? Says he weighs belts at 47 first. He claims that he wants it. Eddie Hearn and them said that's their plan for Boots, but it doesn't matter. Terence Crawford versus Boots won't happen. The reason why I put that poll up is I was just asking the people what they think, how they perceive it. But Boots versus Crawford is not happening, so don't worry. All right. But number two, really, the PETA is Shakur Stevenson's mandatory. Turki Al Sheikh and Gervonta Tank Davis aren't bed buddies. Number two, Virgil Ortiz is the WBC interim champion. Terence Bud Crawford, if he beats Virgil Ortiz, he'd be WBO interim, WBC interim, and WBA full-time champion. And Turki Al Sheikh, he has a secret. He said he got plans for Crawford.
Wins between Crawford and Virgil goes against Bohacek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Crawford, we have a thought about him, but Ortiz.
Crawford, we have a thought about him, meaning he has plans for Crawford. What are those plans? This is chess. It ain't checkers. ShowBizz, nothing but a new Boston network. 100% him, Tyson. This is chess. It ain't checkers. What's his plan? Fights Virgil Ortiz, become WBC interim champion. He's gonna beat Virgil Ortiz. Unless he can't hurt him, which Virgil got crazy heart. We saw that against Boychuk. And Virgil did adapt. He made a change towards the end of that fight and start boxing, throwing these weird punches from weird angles. He'll mess around if he's not getting hurt by Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford loves getting punched in the face. Terence Crawford can mess around and get dropped that fight. But with that said, I got Crawford. But still, here's the chess move. If Crawford were to beat Virgil Ortiz, WBC interim champion, Fundora is a WBC champion. He's already WBO interim champion. Fundora, WBO champion. And he's the WBA champion. What they would hope and pray for is for Errol the True Spence to beat Fundora. Oh, yeah. But my thing is this. How plausible is that? Even if Errol Spence were to beat Fundora, will Crawford fight him anyway? Here's the receipt.
Errol.
You now have the ability to trigger a rematch.
Hell yeah, we gotta do it again. I'm gonna be a lot better. It's gonna be a lot closer. So hell yeah, we gotta do it again. We gotta do it again, gang. We gonna do it again?
Huh?
We gonna do it again?
Okay.
High five. Gotcha, gang.
Stay into that, you still want to come back and fight Fundora?
Oh yeah, for sure. Come back and fight Fundora, then I guess Crawford mandatory, so we'll do a part 2.
Is it true that it could be Errol Spence?
Well, what is true is we're waiting for the WBO to send us a letter of the mandatory and negotiate. But if you see Crawford, he talk about everyone. Mm-hmm. But I never mentioned Fundora, as well as Turkish analysis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I respect him, even though he didn't mention Fundora, but he have his right not to mention. Mm-hmm. But nobody got in touch with me or PBC about that fight, so probably there's no interest. And I will, whatever he make the decision, I will never go against a new promoter. No. Never I will do that. No. If he want to do the best fight, let him do it, but I will never interfere with Turkey.
But now he's in the audience. Who would you like Tim Tszyu to fight since you want Ortiz to fight Crawford next?
I will not work with Tim Tszyu.
Oh, what happened?
Let him in his way. He doesn't understand.
Yeah.
How about Fundora? Is Fundora in the mix?
Yeah, Fundora is good fighter.
Man, that dude done. That dude is done.
Your reaction is an Errol Spence rematch on the table still, or?
Nah.
We gonna do it again?
Yup.
Gotcha, gang.
I was a little diabolical towards the end. And Turki Al Sheikh is going to work with Tszyu. Tszyu's going to fight for the IBF title. Let me see. Black versus brown makes big money, but it's up to us not to make it racial. Well, it's always racial. You should see my comments. It's ridiculous. Let me say something about Canelo or some let me say something against Canelo or me thinking that Virgil Ortiz, that boy Chuck got robbed, right? Let me say something pro Ryan and you see the brothers. Like, you know what I mean? It's always racial. Let's enjoy these fights. Well, that's why you can't say black versus brown is big money and then not make it racial. That you just no. That's but running back gang, full circle. What did Thanos say? Now, where did that lead you? Right back to me. Now, Errol Spence has made it crystal clear that he wants Terence Bud Crawford. He wants that rematch. He has not gotten off of that. Now, the PBC, you guys know, love PBC like a play cuss. Collab with PBC and everything. But you know me. I'm going to speak my damn mind. The PBC has been staying away from Terence Crawford like he's COVID. Hold on, let me see. I feel like they're trying to play chess, but for them to get the biggest fight, they have to get Tszyu in there. I know. I feel Tszyu would give Crawford Ennis or anyone at 134. I know the best fight. I know. But here's the thing. We are finding out that the best fight doesn't always equate to the biggest fight. Madrimov was Terence Crawford's toughest fight ever. And nobody gave a shit. All people did was talk shit about Crawford. The best fight isn't always the biggest fight. Madrimov was one round away from beating him. If one of those swing rounds went Madrimov would have won, bro. All right. So hold on. Let me see. Correct. Let me see. Just wanted to show some love. The I miss you beat come on, and I hear the waiting is over. It's equivalent to Wayne's like, yeah, love you, boy, 100%. Listen, I'm trying to get through the show. Correct. And you heard Team Crawford. Hold on. Biz, in your opinion, do you really think Errol is done? Yeah. But it's not about me. It's not run it back, gang. But it's not about me. It's about Errol. And that's a good segue. That's a good segue. Because Team Crawford, Terence, and BoMac, they both like, forget dude. He's done. But if the Phoenix rise from the ashes and let's say he beats the hell out of Fundora. Hold on. I got to hear what Charles Baker got to say because he loves Spence. Hey, Spence going to be a better and bigger fighter. There you go. At 154, and Crawford slowed a little bit. There you go. We're going to see. There you go. There you go. But listen. If a Phoenix rise from the ashes and Errol Spence not only beat Fundora, let's say he beats the hell out of him. There is no way Terence Crawford and BoMac can say no to Spence. Not to that. Not even Turki Al Sheikh. If Turki's been keeping Crawford's name out there, right? Fighting Madrimov, going on to fight Virgil Ortiz finally. A lot of people wanted that fight. Let's not act like people didn't want the fight, bro. People been wanting Virgil Ortiz versus Crawford for a long ass time. All right? Things kind of changed. It's like Berlanga and Canelo. I remember when people wanted Berlanga versus Canelo and was calling Canelo a duck, saying he had ducked Berlanga. Remember that? All of a sudden, he's a cherry pick. All right? So that's what's going on now. You see Virgil Ortiz look human against Boychuk, who is a fantastic fighter. You see Crawford look human against Madrimov. That was a style issue, and you got to give Crawford a lot of love for doing what it takes, like a champion, like a true all-time fighter, to dig himself out of and actually beat Madrimov. He actually beat him. You got to give him love for that. All right? Boychuk is a fantastic fighter who knew Virgil Ortiz. They sparred multiple times. That's always bad. Ask Roy Jones. He said himself, he hates fighting sparring partners. Can't surprise sparring partners who got used to you, baby. So, with Turki Al Sheikh keeping Crawford out there, right? Helping try to keep his brand out there, fighting the Virgil Ortiz and stuff like that. There is and he's lost money on the Madrimov fight. The best way to get that money back, you have to be crazy, and I mean crazy, to not consider Errol Spence versus Crawford 2 at 154 if Spence looks good against Fundora. That's my argument. If he beats Fundora and looks good against Fundora, that is the biggest money option for Crawford on the planet. That's the biggest money option for Crawford. Stop it. No? All right. You tell me who. You tell me who. Because Canelo is no longer an option. So you tell me who. True, payday for sure. I'm everybody saying stop it. I know y'all like talking and saying little word, but I'm a man. I'm speaking like real. We trying to problem solve here. We're not trying to emotionally say stop it, and we're trying to problem solve. Give me an answer. Give me an answer so I can say, oh, okay, then he's not. Let me see. He's been inactive, hasn't been training, hasn't named a trainer. I know, coming off that type of loss, yeah, he needs that. It's definitely a big fight. Might be Spence's last. Spence said he got 2 fights left. So you're right. He said he got 2 fights left. Somebody said Keith Thurman. You're a damn lie. So you already know. You already know, bruh. You know it's not Boots. You ask one mud buddy if Boots is a big fight. They said they wanted Madrimov over Boots. They said Boots was nothing. Who has he fought? So it can't be Boots. Feelings aside, you're right, Biz. I'm saying If Spence beats Fundora, tell me a bigger fight. You know it's not Charlo. You know. Hold on. Let me ask you this. In order for something to be a bigger fight, it has to be a bigger name. There ain't too many names bigger than Spence. T.O. name ain't bigger than Spence. And T.O. jumping up from 140 to 154 isn't a bigger fight. But that fight ain't even an option. That's not even an option. Tank Davis too, but that's not an option. I'm talking about a real option. Let me see. And dominating in what fashion, Biz? Does Spence win a few more rounds to win the fight, or he needs to knock out Fundora and only by knockout? Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something. That's going to be very strange. It's going to be very strange to say. Y'all ready? It's going to be very strange to say. Stylistically, Errol Spence beats Fundora. We just got to see what condition Errol Spence is in. It sounds diabolical. But stylistically, Errol Spence is a nightmare for Fundora. Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis versus Crawford isn't realistic. We're talking about realistic. Hey, let me tell you something. That could be the case. Hey. He's a monster. Did you see how bad, how one-sided that fight was heading with Tim Tszyu? Tim Tszyu versus Fundora before Tim Tszyu got caught across the forehead with a katana elbow. Did you see how one-sidedly Tim Tszyu was handling Fundora? Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence, same shit. Let me see. If Spence beats Fundora, that weight drain narrative will sell the fight. Yep, great point. It would. And guess what? Crawford will beat him again. Crawford will beat Spence again. He'll beat him again. I'm just saying it'll be a big fight. Hey, look at my live stream commentary. I started laughing. I said Tim Tszyu. I started laughing, bro. I said Tim Tszyu just beating the hell out of him. He was just outboxing him and beating him. Broke his nose within 3 rounds. Broke his nose. He was hitting him so flush, it was stupid. Errol Spence, stylistically, should chew Fundora up. We just got to see the condition he's in. And I don't know if Spence may be finished. That's my thing. Pause. That's my problem with the fight. Spence may be finished. If he's not finished, it should be a pretty easy fight. Let me see. Spence in good shape, gets the stoppage via body shot on Fundora. Biggest fight, Crawford versus see. All jokes aside, if Spence wins the rematch, we may have a trilogy epic. If Spence wins the rematch, Crawford would be considered overrated. And it would be wrongfully so. Because Crawford is one of the greatest fighters to ever live. If Spence were to beat Crawford, Crawford would be considered overrated. How the world is now, it'd be sickening. I would be over here pissed, arguing Spence fans up and down how great Crawford is. It'd be sick. Oh my God. You guys, hey, me and the Bud Buddies would join like Voltron. I would be right with the Bud Buddies, crying and moist as shit. Let Spence beat Crawford at 154. I'll be with the Bud Buddies, moist as hell. Because it'd be no fair. They would be calling Crawford overrated. Crawford mess around, be 38 years old. 1 foot out of 1 foot in retirement. Spence messed around, beat him. Wow, they'll say his whole career was a sham. Let me see. We just got to hope it's healthy Spence, because the Spence that fought Crawford will lose to Fundora. Right. Right. And damn, I would prefer Zoo versus Crawford. The funny thing is, I know what happened with that Errol, but nobody cares. Boots versus yeah, I know. Here's the thing: Brian Norman Jr. would take the fight. That's the thing. You can't tell him shit. That's the thing about Brian. I got Boots. Brian Norman's my boy. Love you like a play cuz. I got Boots beating the hell out of him. I do. I really do. All right. I'll be rooting Brian Norman. I've never met Boots ever. I love Brian Norman Jr. That's my boy. My family loves Brian Norman Jr. My mom, hi mom. Mom's a huge fan of the kid. But that fight, Boots will beat the hell out of him. But the thing, I'll be rooting him on though. I'll be rooting him on. Let me see. ShowBizz, a boxing revolution, 100%. If Errol Spence were to beat Terence Bud Crawford at 154, people would say that his stardom, his claim to fame, would be a weight drain and high Errol Spence. He beat a Sean Porter who had 1 foot in retirement and wasn't dedicated, wasn't focused. He struggled with a 10-0 Madrimal. Listen, bro. Listen, bro. Listen. He beat a finished Kell Brook. I'm telling you. Let that guy, he beat an old Gamboa who was out the game for 2 years. Let Spence beat Terence Crawford at 154. Everything will flip upside down. And guess what? Wrongfully so. I'll be sitting here pitching a bitch.
Granny, don't. Good God, I'm moist. Yes, I am.
Oh, Zion, no, that guy is amazing. Whenever he fights, what about him? Nobody's gonna fight him for a while. Isn't that kind of the truth? No. Let me tell you what's kind of the truth. What's kind of the truth is Terence Crawford greatness is halfway solidified by the fights he didn't get. There are fighters like that, bro. Some fighters, a lot of their greatness is solidified by the fights they didn't have as well, not just the fights they had. Terence Crawford was avoided like the plague. He was, and it's a damn shame, because many of those years were Terence Crawford was untouchable. Many of those years he was untouchable. Now that he's a little touchable, he's getting those fights. Pause. So he'll mess around and it'll be a washed Spence versus a washed Crawford, and they have a washed ass fight. And I mean, they both would be gladiating, right? But not quite at their best. And if Spence were to get the best of Crawford at 38 years old, let me see. Eddie Hearn need to take as Absalon. A said, what is that? I'm too dumb. And say F 147. Move Boots to 154 for him. Zoo Boots in my eyes. Yeah, will beat him. Will beat him. Okay. With his best performance and put him right by in line for Crawford. Man, those are the guys. Those are guys right there. Zoo and Boots, those are guys. But you spitting facts, Biz. That's the truth. Crawford good, but what you just said is facts. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Crawford's great, bruh. Let me see, Biz. I think if Spence beat and looked good versus Fundora, the fight at 154 would be closer. It'd be closer anyway. It's going to be closer anyway. If Spence win the rematch The argument that TC is old will be killed by the fact that Spence is almost done too. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. But here's the thing. The fight's going to be closer anyway. You can't get no further away than the first fight. How much more of an ass beating you want an actual seizure in the ring? There's not much more of an ass beating you can get. All right, so it's going to be closer anyway. If the fight is over in 3 rounds, it's closer than the last one. If the fight goes decision, it's closer. Let me see. He could have gone up to welterweight a long time ago. This guy big. He is so blown. He has untouchable as small. He was untouchable, yeah, at smaller weights, but took forever to go up. Doesn't that speak volumes? Yeah. Not gonna lie to you. Yeah, it speaks volumes too. I think he was doing too much, in my opinion, to try to have himself in line to fight Pacquiao. He was trying to find a sweet spot. You know, Terence Crawford has always kind of been like that, though. In my opinion, the way he moved has always been how he fought. You know, he looks for the opening and then he attacks hard. He's not afraid of anybody. He's just an opportunist. So he looks for the perfect opportunity and then he attacks hard because he ain't gonna lose. So there's not much more, but I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. Let me see. Do you think Al Davis might lock Bud out of getting all the all the belts at 154 since the other are held by PBC? Of getting all the belts at 154 since the other are held by PBC fighters. Al was the one preventing Spence fight. If so, Turkey can lock Tank from Loma and Shakur. Well, here's the thing. When Turkey, listen, here's the thing about that. And I gotta go. I gotta go like right now. I gotta go like in 5 minutes. But when Turkey said
that between Crawford and Virgil goes against Bohacek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like
No. Crawford, we have a thought about him. But Ortiz.
Crawford, we have a thought about it. Crawford can't get Canelo. What else is he trying to do? Undisputed at 154. It's either Fundora or Spence. It's a swan song. And if you want the biggest money, it would be a situation where Spence beats Fundora and he takes on Spence. ShowBizz internet crasher. Thank you so much, my brother. It is what it is. Biz, oftentimes you make my day. Love you, boy. Donnie, love you, boy. Hold on, I gotta go though. Spence beating Crawford would be a dream come true for Spence fanboys. That I you know what? I would have to log out for a while. If Spence were to beat Crawford at 154, I would log out for a while. Because here's the funny thing. That means that I would lose more money because I'm putting a bag on Crawford. So do you understand what would happen to me? First, I put a bag on Spence, lose it, Crawford wins. 154, put a bag on Crawford, lose it, Spence wins. And then no matter what I argue, I'm wrong. When I was arguing that wasn't the best Spence versus Crawford, Crawford fans would call me a hater. And if Spence were to beat Crawford and I'm like, listen, that does not mean that Crawford was overrated, I'll be considered a Spence hater. I would 100% log off. Let me see. Last wish. I wish you had more time. Thank you so much, my brother. The sweated up afro made the beating look worse. Yeah, I know. It didn't help. It didn't. I'm telling you, the Wiz, the Tin Man from the Wiz look did not help. All right, everybody. Before I go, Mike Tyson being diabolical.
A little bit, Uncle Mike. All right, okay,
so
we're gonna do it
me
here.
and him are gonna do it first. Come in, get in here.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we're all gonna cheer, okay?
Okay. Just give me my money.
Yeah! Just give me my money. Yeah! Fucking money.
Let me tell you something. See, he's a giant. He's like a baby. Okay, just look.
A little bit, Uncle Mike. All right, okay,
so
we're gonna do it here.
Me and him are gonna do it first. Come in, get in here.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we're all gonna cheer, okay?
Okay. Just give me my money.
Yeah! Just give me my money. Yeah! Fucking money.
Let me tell you something. Do you guys? Let me tell you a quick story before I go. Do you guys? Do you guys remember Mike the Burner Turner? Is it true EJ was on pain meds versus Bud? Yes. Let me tell you something. I was at a party. Mike the Burner Turner, who used to play for San Diego and the Falcons, remember him? I was at a party. And it was a long time ago. Long time ago. And remember Silk the Shocker? Him and Mystical song. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. Did I do that? It ain't my fault. That came on. So when that came on, all the fellas start pushing. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. We were out there diabolical. And in the corner of my eye, I saw a beige mass of muscle right through my peripheral. It ain't my fault. I could not help but to take a glance. And who was sitting there with his shirt off, sweating, with cornrows so damn short. I mean, those cornrows was holding for dear life. To every nap going down his neck. He had more naps down his neck than cornrows. Mike Turner, neck from ear to ear. Chest looked like a brick wall. He was just looking at her sweating. It ain't my fault. He was just like, on some weird shit. When I tell you, he jumped in the group and cleared the party. That freak just gorila'd the party. You had people with their collars stretched out, shirts ripped, a bloody nose. You want to talk about ending the damn party? The lights turned on. Like, Mike, you play too much. So when I see a hulking figure doing a hopping, I have PTSD.
Up a little bit, Uncle Mike. All right, okay,
so
we're gonna do it
me
here.
and him are gonna do it first. Come in, get in here.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we're all gonna cheer, okay?
Okay. Just give me my money.
Yeah! Just give me my money.
Yeah!
Fucking money.
He doesn't even get the joke. He doesn't even know. Mike doesn't even know why people are laughing. He has no idea. He has no idea. All right, let me see. Who question hit hard? Flex on him. Seep. Left hand on you. Left hand on you. Left hand on you. Power King Kong. Hey, guys, on me. I haven't been invited to Tyson Ranch in a while. Thank goodness. Hey, Biz, I've been watching for a couple years, and I got to say thanks for making boxing my favorite sport. Love you, boy. And getting me into going to the gym. Facts. I just turned 21 today. Any advice? Oh, shit. Any advice for turning 21? Advice that I haven't said yet. I got something. Turning 21. I got something. Don't feel bad if you don't know who you are yet, who you want to be, or who you're going to be. It's very difficult to know that right now. Most of your life, you've been in school and in adolescence. You haven't even had enough time to be who you are, to find out who you're going to be, because you've been a dependent. Once you're independent, thinking for yourself, speaking for yourself, and experiencing things on your own, then you can find out who you're going to be. Because the funny thing is, Like I told my son, it is unrealistic to ask a child at 18 years old, really you're a child, you're not a man, they legally say you're a man, you're not. Ask them what they want to do for the rest of their lives. He hasn't even lived his life yet. Your first 18 to 19 years, you're living the life that your parents see fit for you. A lot of times we didn't live that life by then ourselves, and we want to make a correction, which is you. So, brother, at 21, figure it out. But if anybody expecting you to know who you're going to be right now, give them the finger, bro, because that's unrealistic. Just collect the data. Keep collecting data. Keep collecting, working hard, and try to come up with a plan. You have enough time to come up with a new one. All right. Flex on them. People need to understand style makes fight. Madrimov comes from a similar trajectory like Usyk. Yeah, 400 fights in amateurs and shit. They are experienced. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That are hard to be. Yeah, if you got the better amateur you are, the better pro fighter you are. And basically nullify Madrimov and his power chess. Yeah, chess match. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful performance from Terence Crawford. Last wish. I wish you had more high-low. Had more time. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what it was like. Biz, your channel is home. The only boxing I watch. Love you, boy. That's my brother. Okay, everybody, 100. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out. I won't be back until the Facts Friday. I got a lot of shit to do. I got a lot of fathering to do. All right. ShowBizz, don't. Great advice. Thank you, brother. I'm out. Huh. Oh, my goodness.